Zimbabwe is entering one of the most tense moments it has seen in recent years, and the atmosphere feels heavy like clouds before a serious storm. People are whispering in buses, murmuring in market stalls, debating in WhatsApp groups, and watching closely from their windows because something huge is unfolding. Right now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has reportedly summoned senior military generals to an urgent and secretive meeting, and this is happening just as Blessed Geza is calling for what could become mass protests across the entire country. The timing is not just interesting. It is dramatic. It is explosive. It is history forming itself in real time. And you are here watching this on Zanzi TV. So before we go deep into the heart of this unfolding story, I want you to do something important. Take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Because what is happening in Zimbabwe right now has layers, it has shadows, it has mysteries, and it has consequences. And here on Zanzi TV, we don't just gossip, we break down what others are afraid to speak about. So subscribe, like, comment, and stay locked in. Now let's continue. This meeting between ED and the military generals is not just another regular government discussion. This is the type of meeting leaders only call when power itself feels like it is starting to shake. When the throne begins to feel unstable. When the ground under their feet starts to move. Geza's voice has been growing louder. Not because he is the richest. Not because he is the most powerful. But because the people feel his message. The message of frustration. The message of hunger. The message of enough is enough. And when the people start to relate with someone who is not in power, the person in power begins to feel uncomfortable. That is how politics works. A leader is only powerful when the people believe in him. And when the faith breaks, power begins to crumble like old mortar on a cracked wall. So ED calling the generals is a sign. A big sign. A clear sign that something is worrying him. Something is threatening the stability of his rule. And that something is the possibility of the streets waking up. Now picture the room where the meeting took place. A long polished table. Heavy silence. Generals sitting in their uniforms, chests straight, faces unreadable. ED at the head of the table, hands probably clasped tight, eyes sharp and calculating. These are men who were part of the liberation struggle. Men who have seen governments rise and governments fall. Men who understand that whoever holds the loyalty of the army holds the power of the state. But loyalty is a delicate thing. It shifts. It bends. It cracks. And in moments like this, it can completely change direction. Geza is telling the people to rise. To fill the streets. To speak with one voice. And yes, many Zimbabweans are tired. They are tired of hoping and waiting. Tired of waking up with empty pockets. Tired of buying bread that costs more today than yesterday. Tired of seeing political leaders living in comfort while the majority survive on struggle. So the message is landing. The streets are listening. If mass protests start, the question becomes, how will the soldiers respond? Will they block the crowds or will they stand aside? Will they protect the government or will they protect the people? That is the question ED is trying to answer right now. And let us be honest, Zimbabwe has seen protests before. But never underestimate a protest that rises from hunger. Hunger is different. Hunger does not negotiate. Hunger does not fear. Hunger walks on burning ground with bare feet. And right now, hunger is everywhere. Even those who were once silent are now speaking quietly. The vendors at Mbe are talking. The taxi drivers in Bulawayo are talking. The students at UZ are watching. The unemployed youth in high-density areas are waiting. And when the youth wake up, nothing is predictable anymore. The youth do not fear tear gas. They do not fear being arrested. They are already suffering. They have nothing more to lose. And this is why ED is worried. This is why the generals have been summoned. The government knows that if the streets ignite and the protests spread, Zimbabwe could reach a point where power changes not through elections, not through negotiations, but through force of the public will. That is the scenario they fear the most. Meanwhile, Geza is not slowing down. He is speaking boldly. He is calling the authorities out directly. He is not hiding. And when a man speaks without fear, it is because he believes the people are behind him. And when the people are behind someone, they become unstoppable. Now the big question is, will the military stay loyal to ED, or will they shift their stance and align with the voice of the street? Because history tells us something very important. Governments do not fall because citizens protest. Governments fall when those in uniform decide they will no longer block the citizens. This is the real battle. Not in parliament. Not in speeches. Not on TV. The real battle is in the silent thoughts of generals. In the decisions that will be made in closed rooms, behind thick doors, under heavy silence. And right now, that decision is in the making. If you are watching this on Zanzi TV, you need to stay with us. Because the next days, the next hours, could be historic. Subscribe right now. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any update. Comment below and tell us, do you think the generals will stand with ED or will they stand with the people? Speak your mind. Don't hold back. This moment belongs to all of us. This is Zanzi TV. And we will continue to watch every move. Every whisper. Every shift. The story is not finished. It is just beginning.